Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. So, Deathloop is just about 16 hours from being released, depending on when you see this video. I'm uploading this video early in the morning, so when you see this video, the game might be already out. Uh, Deathloop, it's a very interesting game that's created by a studio that you might know about. That's also in partnership with Bethesda publisher. And Arkane, it's a studio that has truly tried to bring us a different types of first-person shooter games with a different style and story and different atmosphere. And in this case, Deathloop, it's bringing us a time loop atmosphere where you are stuck in 1960s with this time loop and you're playing you can choose between two different characters. You can play a good guy or a bad guy. But really, there is what's so cool about this game, and I'll talk about this tomorrow as I do a live stream. Uh, there's really no good guy, bad guy. You pretty much can do whatever you want to do because you're always in the time loop. You can always go back and restart and fix certain things. And uh, so I'll talk more about the game tomorrow when I do a live stream. But PlayStation 5 finally has something this month that we can actually say, wow, this is great. Now, I know this is a timed exclusive, and this will be available next year on Game Pass. However, one of the cool things that the PlayStation 5 has here, it's harnessing its dual sense controller. That's something that the Xbox doesn't have. You know, PlayStation 5 has this cool technology that's built inside of it, and the more developers are using that technology, the more of a reason you're going to have to say, hey, well, maybe I should play this on a PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox version. So what type of harnessing of the next generation are we talking about with a Deathloop? So I'm gonna go and scroll down and I'll talk about that. First and foremost, you have the transformative haptic feedback. This is going to give you a excellent way for you to feel that dual sense controller in every movement, every step you make, reloading, loading, pulling that trigger. Every weapon is going to feel different. Every customization of a weapon will feel different, more heavier. Depending on how you customize it, might feel a little bit lighter. So everything will have its own unique feel on how you handle that weapon and how you use that weapon. For example, sneaking through a snow, or sprinting along the steel gantry, or crouching, or sliding, climbing over the rocks. Everything is it's designed to feel as if you're doing it for real. Just like in a Spider-Man, like Miles Morales is, you're gonna have that same feeling, which is pretty cool. So you'll feel every movement. So this is something that you will appreciate, obviously, on the PlayStation 5 version versus the PC, right? Guns that feel great. As you brave the dangers of Black Reef, you'll have access to a huge variety of firearms from Black Reef basically is the place you're stuck. Time loop. I hate to compare this to a looper. You know that movie, Bruce Willis and that other guy, that other kid that was in a Batman, Dark Knight Rises. James something, I forgot his name. But anyway, Bruce Willis was in it, and it has kind of it borrows the same concept. If you've never seen The Looper, what are you doing? Stop watching this video. Go buy The Looper. Watch the Looper movie. It's an excellent movie. I highly recommend it. Uh, so it's a cool concept. What the Arkane has done here, developers Arkane what have done here is they took the elements from that movie and put it into this place called Black Reef. And in the Black Reef, this is where you and your character and the other character, player versus player, can go head to head and just have a good old jolly time. Um, there's so many features available here in customization. One of the cool things, and the main reason why I believe that this game got a masterpiece, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 everywhere. Yeah, this game, it's a masterpiece, 10 out of 10. It's because of a cool concept, a fresh new concept that even I was looking for. Honestly, I always tell people, give me something fresh. Give me something new. And guess what? They did. They delivered. They brought something fresh. They brought something new. And I love that. This is what I'm looking for. Customization, endless customization. Fun factor, right? And I'll talk about that on a live stream tomorrow as I play throughout the game, and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. We'll talk about this. We'll play this game plenty of time. By the way, people who ask me about this shirt, Sound Ritual, the Sound Ritual is my friend long time ago had a company, a music company, where he would make all kinds of progressive house, progressive trance, hip hop, stuff like that. He used to live in Miami. He does live in Miami. You know, he's married. He has kids. He moved out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I talked to him from time to time, and I still have this shirt, Sound Ritual. He doesn't have this company anymore. He shut it down. But back in 99, 2000, man, we made some pretty cool stuff. So anyway, that's what this is, Sound Ritual. Anyway, getting back to Deathloop, I don't mean to stir from the subject, but people will ask about this shirt, what this is. So let's talk about the next generation features. I already talked about the DualSense controller and how cool that is, right? And that's going to be the huge benefit over the Xbox. Xbox doesn't have this technology. PlayStation 5 does. And, you know, PC also doesn't have that. You have to use a mouse and keyboard. But so this right here, DualSense controller is one of the best controllers. I said that in April, and I still stand by that today. PlayStation 5 controller is one of the best controllers, period. So let's talk about the multiple graphic options. You have a performance mode, which will prioritize the dynamic 4K with 60 FPS. What does dynamic 4K means? It means it's going to be running not at a native 4K, but at some other source resolution, like let's say 1440p, most likely 1440p or 1600p, upscaled to 4K. Dynamic means scaling. Resolutions can scale. On one level, it could be 1440p. On another level, it could be 1600p, 1800p. The resolutions will fluctuate, but either way, it's going to look sharp and it's going to look good. So you have 60 FPS dynamic 4K resolution performance mode, and this is probably where I'm going to be at. This is because this type of a game, first-person shooter game, this is basically what you want. You want that constant 60 FPS with 4K and HDR. So this is the performance mode, is the one that I think majority will be playing. Quality mode prioritize a high resolution while still targeting 60 FPS. So high resolution mode is well, hold on a second. Well, this is even better. Visual quality mode prioritize a high resolution image while still targeting 60 FPS. So it's not locked 60 FPS, but it's a higher resolution. Let's say it's a 1900p, right? Let's say it's a 1900p or 1800p, right? But it's not hitting the 60 FPS. It's kind of getting close to the 60 FPS, but it's not hitting it. So this is another cool feature to use right here as well. And then you got a ray tracing mode, which targets 30 FPS at dynamic 4K. Ray tracing, can I be honest? I'll be honest here. I guess I have to be honest here. Ray tracing for games like Call of Duty, Battlefield, this game really doesn't mean anything, because you're running around. You're too busy looking for your target, right? You're shooting, reloading the gun. You don't have time to step aside and look at the look at the reflection here. Oh, look at the reflection there. You don't have time to do that, right? So I really don't care much about ray tracing at the 30 FPS. For a game like this, you're really not going to benefit much of ray tracing because you're too busy running and gunning, right? You don't have time to be looking around at the reflections and all that. So let's be honest. Performance mode is the mode that everybody gonna be using here. And I'm gonna be using it 100%. Okay, here's what I was talking about. Weapons with weight. Through the adaptive triggers, you can feel the heftiness of a weapon. Like I said earlier, when you customize the weapons, they're going to feel different, like in real life. Like, let's say you got a weapon that has a larger barrel and has a much heavier magazine with certain kind of type of, let's say, hollow point bullets or what have you, right? There's all kinds of different formations of bullets that they're making these days, especially in the military. So let's say you have a specific kind of a customized weapon with a scope and everything, and an extra grip and stuff like that. So, or the grip on the front of the barrel. So it's gonna feel different, and the recoil, right? Depending on that barrel, depending on the what type of bullets and magazines you have, and the rate of fire. So the recoil is gonna, is gonna feel a little bit different. So this is the cool thing about DualSense controller. This is why even Battlefield 2042 it's gonna be better on the PlayStation 5 due to these DualSense controllers that are implemented. And a feedback that drives gameplay, of course, As in real life, the guns in Colt's arsenals are capable of jamming, and when they do, you'll immediately feel the problem with the R2 trigger, where you won't be able to press, right? So having that 3D audio, having that DualSense controller with a haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, feeling in the environment around you, and then you put on that DualSense 3D headsets, which I will tomorrow. All of this will bring a much better experience on the PlayStation 5. So if you're thinking about where you should get this game, look, if you have a PC and you feel like playing on the PC, fine, go with the PC version with a mouse and keyboard. But I think if you also have a PlayStation 5, whether it's the Blu-ray edition or digital edition, I think it would behoove you not to give this a try on the PlayStation 5, because it's just going to be a better experience with a DualSense controller, Pulse 3D headphones. It's just going to be a much better experience on the PlayStation 5. So this is a good news for PlayStation 5. Can't wait to try this tomorrow. Before I end this video, there's one last segment here. People ask me, which version should you go with? Should you go with the standard edition, or should you go with the deluxe edition? Well, first let's see what you have. With a deluxe edition, you get a sharpshooter Juliana skin. I don't know because you can customize your characters. So maybe you want to have that specific kind of a look, right? The specific look of your character. You have 2 trinkets, equipable buffs. I don't know what that is. You get original game soundtrack selection. You get a TronStar Trencher weapon. You get Eat the Rich Tribunal weapon. You get 44 karat 4-pounder weapon and Party Crasher Colt skin. I don't know. How important are these weapons to you in this game? I don't know. It might be to some, might not be to some others. It's up to you. This really, I can't, give you any recommendations. It's up to you. Do you need all these extra weapons? do you want to pay $80 for the deluxe edition? $80 is a lot of money. I think I would just go with the standard edition with the PlayStation Plus. I think you get a discount. I would go with the standard edition. All the other extra jazz, you can get that later on. So, but hey, if money's not an issue and you want to have all of this stuff, you want to have the best of the best, then go ahead, go with the deluxe edition. But I don't know. To me, you can still customize your own weapons. You can still do your own thing, and it's up to you. This is hard for me to tell people what to go with, because $80 is $80. It's a lot of money, and I don't know how much of a value are you going to be getting here. So that's up to you. So that's all I wanted to say in this 15-minute video about a DEATHLOOP. Like I said, DEATHLOOP, it's coming out pretty soon. And by the time you see this video, you'll probably end up playing it. So I'll be live streaming it tomorrow. Can't wait to jump on it. And I'll live stream it directly from PlayStation 5. So it should be a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.